I don't think most Israelis are thinking that much about American politics, and I also think that there are a few loud Democrats that have been very critical of Israel recently, but that doesn't really represent the party that I'm familiar with. This is actually the first election here voting in Israel, and I'm excited about that. But I think the country is excited for the future, not just on the political side, but on the business and technology side especially.
Certainly we have a booming economy here, and Mr. Netanyahu is going to try and I'm sure take as much credit for that as possible, considering this is running for his fifth term. But my question to you would be, in terms of that economic stability, most people would say that in the end, Israeli elections are generally won on the basis of the question of security. Do you think that's going to change with this election?
I think security is the basic threshold that everybody thinks about before they make their decision, and if they're comfortable with multiple candidates on security, then they'll vote on other issues, but I think you're generally correct on that.
And in terms of building that coalition, obviously, you're a tech founder. You're within the tech space. That's something, of course, that when I speak to Mr. Netanyahu in the past, he tells me that he's very, very proud of that sector and what he's managed to achieve over the last 10 years or so there. What do you see going forward as some of the main challenges?
Well, the tech sector has really been the engine of Israel's economy over the last decade and more, and I think any government that comes in is going to want to continue to see that growth. And right now things are really doing really well. Every week we read about a new multinational in my space around automotive and mobility. Every company is thinking around the world, what's their Israel strategy? And how are they going to take advantage of the technology that's coming out of here? And we're seeing more and more companies coming in and finding ways to do that.
We talk a lot about the existential threat. We talk about the rhetoric that we're hearing coming out of Washington when it comes to Tehran, what we're hearing certainly coming from Mr. Netanyahu when it comes to Tehran. Obviously, you have an ex-Israeli general in the polls with Mr. Netanyahu at this point. Do you think that gives him any kind of advantage?
I don't know if it gives him any advantage. The polls are showing a close race, and I think we'll just have to see how it turns out. But I think that any leadership is going to want to preserve the economic gains that we've seen over the last decade.
And speaking of those economic gains, you were just discussing how the tech sector really drives the growth for Israel. But at the same time, there are a lot of questions in the minds of the young Israelis that we speak to about housing, the expensive nature of living in Israel, of making ends meet, the fact that you really can't afford potentially to buy a house, to even rent a house, that they have a lottery, frankly, to address those problems. Certainly there is dissatisfaction. There hasn't been a trickle down. What more needs to be done, do you think?
Well, there are obviously challenges in terms of spreading the growth across the population, and we would like to see the tech sector expand. We'd like to see it bring in more of the Arab community, the ultra-Orthodox community. I think we'll see that in the years ahead. And the housing's been a problem in the central part of the country. There was a shortage because of some poor policies many years ago, but I think that's beginning to be addressed, and things are moving in the right direction.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.